Part 2, Court of Appeals vacates Louisville Family Court Judge Ogden. We may not set aside the family court's factual findings unless they are clearly erroneous. This is the standard of review. Dad has filed alleging 7 violations. The court says they fall into 2 categories. 1, a violation of Dad's due process rights under a Kentucky statute, and erroneous rulings on evidence, separation of witness, and findings of fact. Because they find that the court failed, number 1, so they did violate Dad's due process according to the statute, they do not address the other issues. Let's get into it. The family court erred by allowing testimony and admitting the report of the FOC. Pause to read, but the court says the report will only be allowed by statute if there is appropriate notice. It needs to be 10 days prior, and the parties are entitled to the underlying information that was utilized and used to write the report, which, remember, Dad did not get until the day of the hearing. The court goes on to say the Kentucky Supreme Court defines due process as sufficient notice of the report and its sources and the opportunity to refute them. There is zero way that Dad would have any ability to refute those sources if he has provided the information the day of trial, obviously. The court goes on to mention Morgan v. Getter, the case that establishes FOCs and talks about the difference in Kentucky between a guardian ad litem and a friend of the court, that the Supreme Court made it extremely clear that Dad had the right to cross-examine Dr. Hammond. The report included references to Dr. Hammond, and the court goes on to say, no, he didn't waive that when he decided not to do a deposition. To conclude, the family court violated Dad's statutory right to cross-examine Dr. Hammond and vacated the ruling and remanded it for a new hearing. Now, as far as his other arguments that there was inadmissible evidence, the court says those are moot because he won on the due process issue. I do wish the court would have addressed them. These are common occurrences and things that happen in Louisville Family Court. Let me know what y'all think, what questions you have, and if you like these case breakdowns.